Hello and welcome to this afternoon taste challenge. We have two bourbon whiskeys, 80 proof. All right, this is Old Charter. Old Charter, old number 8. That's what they're calling it now. No age statement. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey from Buffalo Trace in Frankfort, Kentucky. Here's 10 high. Sour mash. Look how much I have left. I gave 375 milliliters to my friend Dave. My friend David. Then I gave him 375 milliliters of White Horse Scotch. And I told him, I said, pretty soon I got to have something coming back my way. But anyway, 10 high, introduced in 1874, 1934. Sour mash bourbon with natural flavors, no age statement also. It doesn't say Kentucky bourbon whiskey because it's probably using whiskey that's not all from Kentucky. It's just generalized bourbon. Could be from Indiana, could be from Kentucky, could be from probably Indiana and Kentucky. All right. Because I know they told me at Barton 1792 Distillery, that they did buy some stuff from Midwest Grain Products in Indiana. And they're owned by the Barton Distilling is owned by Sazerac. All right. Old Charter. They used to have a 7-year age. They used to have a 10-year age. They used to have an 8-year age. So 7, 8, and 10. There's 4 different oak offerings right now. The French oak, the Mongolian oak, 2 others, and there's more coming. They said state by state oak. Got that fan running down there because it's warm. All right. So Old Charter, the basic one is basic, but they're looking to expand with different oak. I've never seen those in the store. I never saw any of those, but I might have overlooked them also. Let me see. Price point. 10 high. You can get this bottle for $15.99. I know because I bought it for $15.99. No, actually, I bought it for $14.99 at Total Wine and More. It's $15.99 here in this town. So yeah, you can get it cheap. Old Charter for the same size bottle, the handle bottle, the big bottle. It's going to run you $29.99, $29.49, $29.49 at Total Wine and More. So over 14, well, almost a $14 difference per large bottle. Now, is it going to be worth it? Maybe. All right, maybe. They're both amber. The color doesn't matter. Now, we'll clarify a few things. Old Charter. It is Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. So can it have any flavoring added? No, it cannot. Can it have any coloring added? No, it cannot. No coloring, no flavoring. Straight bourbon, right? Got that? 10 high. It's not straight bourbon. And in fact, on the label, it says bourbon whiskey with natural flavors added. Oh, golly. What are those flavors? I'm thinking something like vanilla, cane sugar. I don't know. It tastes really vanilla. But let's see about it. It's been cloudy all day. It's always cloudy in Louisiana. I told you we only get about 40 to 45 sunny, dry days a year. I've been tracking it. How many so far? None in April. We had a few days that showed promise, but then the clouds came in. Going back to March, March 15th, sunny and dry, the 18th day of the year. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm underestimating it, but I don't think I am. You like clouds, you like humidity, you like overcast. Louisiana, you like warmth, heat. Louisiana could be a place for you. And I got hand cream that I'll never use it all because we don't chapstick. I mean, we don't need that too much around here. All right. Hector Lopez says no new update from my package. I message you when it's out for delivery. Well, don't worry about that, Hector. Those things get delayed. Maybe this week I'll get it. Maybe not, but hopefully. Dr. Dave waited 5 days to get his delivered to my house, to my delivery location. And it was sitting there 12 miles east of here on US Highway 61, just sitting in the warehouse. We don't know why at FedEx. Then it arrived and it was undamaged, no damage. So I said maybe they damaged the product and they didn't know what to do about it, but they didn't damage it. They just got delayed. Who knows why? All right, on with this. Smell like vanilla and sugar water. Smell like vanilla, charred oak, corn. Smell like straight bourbon. You go cheap, you get cheap. Unless you get Henry McKenna straight bourbon whiskey at $9.99 a bottle. Straight bourbon, and it's actually pretty good. All right. I don't know why people would buy bourbon with natural flavors when they could get Henry McKenna straight bourbon for the same price. I don't understand that concept. You might be saying, yeah, but maybe they prefer the bourbon with natural flavors. Yeah, that's true. They might. They just might. Man. Man, woman. Claude Diamond. Greetings from San Diego, Ron. Greetings to you, Claude. If you want to join us tomorrow night for Joker's Wild Wednesday, feel free to join us. I might bring that pumpkin pie spice cider, hard cider. I don't know if I have enough bottles because I want to do a review with my friend David. If I have 2 bottles, I'll bring it. If not, I'll bring something else. Obviously, something else. Maybe New Belgium Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA at 9%, which I like. Don't get me wrong, I give it a high score, but it is not as good as the Lagunitas Maximus Colossal IPA. I don't even need. I'm not going to do a taste challenge. I don't need to. I know just from my memory that the Voodoo Ranger cannot compete with the Lagunitas Maximus Colossal DIPA. Cannot. It doesn't. It doesn't. I know. I'm tasting it. I can, from my memory, I can tell you it's not as good. But it's good, but it's not as good. And it's well, yeah, I can get it a little cheaper though. I can get it. Panthers rule says you. Same to you. I can get it a little cheaper actually because I got it for $16.98 a 12-pack. Yes. Can't get the Colossal Maximus for that. I don't believe. I have cold Brazilian mango beer from Novo Brewery, $15 a 4-pack. $7.50, half $7.50, $3.75, $3.75 a bottle or a can. Well, no. That's typical. Got a new setup. I see. I like it. Oh, thank you. I'm just trying to get this autofocus to work. It doesn't. It has trouble. But I guess that's what you get for $30. um, it was actually $30 even. What do you think of Jim Beam White Label Kentucky Straight? Says ADC. I like it. I have a bottle. I'm going to bring it into these bourbon taste challenges. I don't love it like I'm adoring it, but I like it. It's Wild Card Wednesday tomorrow. Yeah, Joker's Wild Wednesday. Correct. If you go to Eric's channel, it's Wild Card Wednesday. New camera looks great. Thumbs up. Thank you, Claude. My old camera still works. Got it in the closet back there. There's low definition, you know. Olive Fire says, smiley face. I hope you're doing better. You were making some comments last week that were a little different, but, you know, maybe too much. All right. This has got to be the 10 high. And I'm going to tell you why. There is a bourbon flavor. I'm not going to object to that. There is a sour mash bourbon flavor, like sour mash bagels, the charred oak, the vanilla, and all of these things. You know, it's a medium body, even you could say light bodied in some ways. Maybe it is. And it finishes kind of nice. But I mean, it's so inexpensive. I mean, so inexpensive. 14. I paid $14.99 for this big bottle. See, it gets blurry when I grab something, gets in front of the camera, it gets blurry, you know, it confuses it. But and then it clears up. But yeah, it's pretty cheap. I can't say it tastes nasty or anything though, because then I would be lying, because it doesn't taste nasty. It's not like, oh, this stuff's bad. It's just so bad. It's so offensive. Nah, it's none of those things. Just not too great. Just kind of, I think the biggest complaint would be that it's kind of bland, kind of dull. Yeah. There you go. It's probably why they add flavoring, to make it not as dull. That has got to be the old charter. There ain't no way. There is no way. There is no way. See, and I do that when my finger gets blurred. There is no way this is 10 high. It's better than 10 high. Now, is it $14 better? Well, no, I'm not too sure about that. Better, yeah. 14. I didn't pay the full price. I got the old charter for $8. Full size bottle for $8. I'm not kidding about that. $8. Can you believe it? Yep. That's it. Old charter. I knew it. Now you might say, "Oh, come on, man! I mean, you're putting this up against 10 high. What do you think's going to happen?" Oh, what I thought was going to happen did happen. Okay, so what's happening is what I thought was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen the previous video, and now. So yeah, I mean, I understand. Is it going to be more of a challenge when I start getting into some more straight bourbons against this? Yes, I think it will be a challenge. But I got some more flim flam products to bring in, if you want to call it that. Like, well, I got a serious product, the Stedman Select. Stedman Select is straight bourbon. It's sour mash, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, aged 3 years. It's 86 proof. So they put a little twist on that. And I think it's going to really compete against Old Charter, could beat Old Charter. They don't list Stedman Select on the Sazerac website, but they do list Old Charter on the website. That could be a real battle. Now, Jethro T. Boots, which is a brand that's only sold at CVS Pharmacy, only sold at CVS Pharmacy. You could say it's a private label. Yeah, because it's like a contract label. They only sell it at CVS. I think it's still owned. Well, it doesn't matter. You can only find it at CVS. It doesn't matter who owns it. We know who makes it, Sazerac. That one's kind of bland, so I don't think it's going to compete too well. It's 80 proofs, aged 3 years. It is sour mash, but I mean, it's okay. It's fine. If you want a kind of an ordinary bourbon that's $8.99 a bottle, last time I bought it, yeah, buy it. Uh, let's see what else we have. Virginia Black, a blend of bourbons, 2, 3, and 4 year aged bourbons. It's obviously got flavoring added. Well, it depends if you like the flavor, so that might work. It could be a challenge, but it won't win. I don't believe it will. It's expensive. It costs more. It costs more for a regular sized bottle of Virginia Black than a whole handle of Old Charter. So before I even start the challenge, it won't win when you bring in price. No, no, nope, it won't win. Bellows, Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Yeah, that could be competitive. Probably won't win though. I think Old Charter will beat it. So I'm still thinking Old Charter is going to win everything I named already. Stedman Select could be problematic. Um, Jim Beam, yeah, I think it'll beat Jim Beam. Jim Beam's rather bland. Not bad though. It's just rather bland. Um, George Dickel Superior Number 12. That's got a weird Flintstone vitamin flavor. George Dickel Cascade Hollow. That's got a weird Flintstone vitamin flavor. I can't see those two winning. They never win. They're weird. I'll never buy them again. Hmm, I have more than those. I'm trying to think. Yeah. No, I think Old Charter might win every battle at this time. Now I'm going to bring in some stuff later on down the line that no, it'll never beat those. But at this time, yeah, yeah, it probably will. It's a venerable brand. Okay, let's look at the comments. Are you going to any college games? Says Hector. Well, yes, I just went to some college games. In fact, this weekend I might. I might. I don't think I will, but I might. I could. I'm getting really discouraged though because the team I follow is getting killed every week, and they're doing worse every week. So Southeastern Louisiana University, Division 1, they're in the top division. I was so disgusted Sunday. I just walked out in the eighth inning, 11-1. Well, that was the final, 11-1. It was like 8-1 when I left. I said, "This is a joke. I'm wasting time." They're playing University of New Orleans this weekend. Two close schools, close to one another. I don't think UNO is going to have too much trouble with Southeastern. Southeastern is they got problems. But that's not your problem. All right, not even really my problem. So if I have season tickets, you know. No, I mean, well, all right. The Brooklyn Kings County peated bourbon. I guess Old Charter can't beat that. But then why would it? That thing is $38 for a regular size bottle. And that's if you get a good deal. Yeah. So Cooper's Craft. I guess it probably won't beat Cooper's Craft. Birch Beach and Birch Mellowed from Brown Forman, the makers of Jack Daniels, but it could. And it's going to be a challenge. Okay, so those are going to be battles. Those are going to be battles. I forgot about those. So those would be battles. Um, yeah, there isn't much more into that. And then we'll go into the blended whiskey, which those can be interesting. And I don't mean in a good way, in a bad way. Sometimes in a good way. Not too many times. Old Charter, what I recommend, I certainly would. But let's look at it like this. Old Charter is a very old timey bourbon, right? So if you roll your eyes and say, "Oh, I don't drink bourbons like my grandpa used to drink," don't buy this because this is the kind of bourbon that your grandpa used to drink. Except his was 86 proof, not 80. His was aged 10 years, not no age determined. But, you know, it was similar type thing. This is an old man's bourbon. As people like to say, old school. Well, this is about as old school as it gets. Old school. There you go. There's one of your old brands. It's not a hip thing today, you know. It's like not the cool people don't drink this because it's an old man's bourbon. Old people, but it's really good. All right, last comments. My San Diego State University Aztecs lost yesterday. Yeah, they just couldn't compete with Connecticut. Sorry about that. Shane Giggy retracted a message. Uh, you have to do it because they don't let you edit it. No more Anheuser-Busch products for me. Yeah, well, believe me, I know they've been doing that woke stuff since the late '90s, Shane. So I just was disgusted with them over 20 years ago. So you know, if you get too wrapped up in that, you never drink anything because all of these companies have sold their soul to the devil. You know, did exactly Maker's Mark. Did exactly make did. Let me see if I can interpret this. Did Claude says did exactly Maker's Mark smiley face not did exactly Maker's Mark. I've never had Maker's Mark, so I can't comment. Right, I couldn't edit my message. I'm disgusted by it too. Yeah, you can't edit messages, so then you have to delete it. If you make a little grammatical error, you know you can't delete. All right, not exactly Maker's Mark. No, but like, like I said, I never had Maker's Mark in my life, so I can't comment to Maker's Mark. I'm sure it's very nice. People always say good things about it. I've just never had it. I plan to buy it. I've just never had it. I got too many bourbons in the back stock. So check back with me in 10 years. I might have it. I'm not joking about that. I'm not being flip or sarcastic. I literally have enough bourbons in my back stock where it would be 10 years at this current rate before I get to it. And that's the truth. That is really the truth. Um, I got very old Barton. Got Jim Beam Black, the 8-year age, old bottle in old bottle. Yeah, true story. I've got Bird Dog. I mean, I got it's too many to list. I'm not going to go through that. It's too many. It's expensive but excellent. I don't. I just don't understand what the heck that has to do with beer. It has nothing to do with beer, but it has a lot to do with international communism and revolutionary activity and conspiracy and it all goes back to Judas Iscariot saying, is it me? Is it me? Yeah, it's you. You got the money bag in your hand. So anyway, that's it. All right, I'll see y'all soon now. Take care.